Nithril. That's pretty clean. Gotta do it like this. Have to. Absolutely. Can we get out of the way of the raids like that? At 12? They're not doing 12, are they? Like the gutting slash? Maybe it's like 10 or 11? We're gonna double heat wave now.
Reasons for the feeble of heart.
5. We're gonna heat wave this.
We'll follow you always into the fire.
It double hit it? Are you sure that's not Ulula in disguise? What was that, man? I think we see Igni now if they have it. Hey, what's up, legends? Welcome back to another deck guide. Before we get into today's list, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so now. My next objective is to reach 10,000 subscribers, and I'd really appreciate your help and support in achieving that goal. For today, I've put together a Francesca Dwarves list. So the leader we're using is Mahakam Forge. With the order, we get to spawn and play Tempering. That's that nature card that you see there. It allows you to boost an ally by 5. If it's a dwarf, we also give it 2 armor. Bear in mind with this leader as well, all dwarves in your starting deck get 1 armor, which is pretty nice for the different armor synergies required for some of these cards. And as far as how we look to use leader, the target for leader will be Brewer. This would happen usually in round 2 or 3. And bear in mind, leader gives Francesca a quicker and easier way to activate her ability as well. We can kind of time that play Francesca down on the board, and then hit leader afterwards at some point. Crystal Skull is the stratagem that I'm running for this deck. Boost an allied unit by 4 and give it fail. So obviously we could just give this to our units with different order abilities, such as the Skirmisher in round 1, the Miners if we wish to play them, Pyrotechnician. I guess in some cases you could even use it on Zoltan after having played this card. So what I'm going to do is run you through this list bottom up, explain how best to play each card and when to play it during a match, and then we're going to discuss how to execute strategy for this deck. So to begin with, we've got 2 Dwarven Skirmishers. Melee row locked deploy ability, damage an enemy unit by 3. If it survived, gain 1 armor. Order Barricade, damage an enemy unit by 3. Pretty good value at 4 provision cost, and does add some control to this deck. I do like to synergize the Skirmishers with the Pyrotechnicians, because that can generate some good damage across the board, hopefully help us to kill something off. As far as when to play the Skirmishers, pretty flexible card to play in our deck. We could play them anytime throughout a match, really. Round 1 or 2, I'd suggest seems best though. We've got 2 Mahakam Guards. Deploy boosts off by the number of allied dwarf units on this row. I like to use both Mahakam Guards as a way to win round 1. So get in the habit of row stacking our units. Mahakam Guards particularly play well with Novigradian and Justice, especially round 1 when we're thinning out Mahakam Volunteers. We kind of got a bit of a Dwarf Swarm emphasis, so these cards should find some good value at provision cost in this deck. We've got 2 miners. Order, boost an allied unit by 2. If it's a dwarf, also give it 4 armor. Now, of course, we have some different cards that require armor to work effectively. So, for example, the way I like to use the miners will be round 2 or 3. And we may wish to play them in combination with Munro, Zoltan, Bruver, of course. The Berserkers that we're going to be generating at that time, they're good targets. And we've got some other cards too, like Skirmishers in this deck that you wish to target with miners. So try to save miners to be played in combination with those cards, really. Pillar, just the tech against statuses. So Pillar can allow us to purify any unit. If it's our unit, of course, if something gets locked, poison, Pillar's great in that case. If it's the opponent's unit, maybe they have a defender, we could remove defender status, or they might even have a resilience status unit, we could get rid of that too. Double Pyrotechnician. Order, damage a random enemy unit and self by 4. Pyrotechnician is really good when going first in a match, because let's say the opponent plays an effective engine at a lower power level. As I said earlier, we can synergize this card with the Skirmishers and then kill it off. 4 points of damage, play a Skirmisher, 3 points, that's 7 points of damage in total. So try to work Pyrotechnician and Skirmishers together. Play these whenever you like, really, though. Double Dwarven Mercenary. On deploy, damage self by 1 for each non-dwarf unit in your hand. For the most part, it should play pretty good value-wise. We should get the full value on this. Just watch your hand. We do have a few non-dwarven units. My idea with the Mercenary is that we're kind of just leaving it in deck for a short round 3 scenario, just so we have something to kind of point slam with at the end of the match. That's why I'm looking to play it. And it also makes it safer to play because, as I said, we've got some other units which are not Dwarven. We've got Spores in this deck. So we've got a few different specials in this deck to give us different options for how we wish to double play a special through Francesca. This could be a option for you if you like. With Francesca, double Spores. It's going to be match dependent. But anyway, Spores in this deck can just act as a tall punish option in some cases. Allows you to reset the power of a unit. Obviously, you're going to target units with a boost with this card. Use this as you need to. We've got 1 Dwarven Chariot. I would have liked to have had 2, but it was a bit difficult with the provisions that we have in this deck to work with because we've got a lot of higher end golds. So the idea with Dwarven Chariot, another card to support different barricade armor synergies required for our units, much like the Miner. Keep in mind that's how we want to play Dwarven Chariot too. I'd suggest we play around 2 or 3. Play it with Munro, Zoltan Warrior, Bruver, the Dwarven Berserkers once we start transforming the Dwarf token units. Also, Dwarven Chariot playing Range Draw. We're creating Rowdy Dwarfs, spawn 2 Rowdy Dwarfs on your melee row. It can make Bruver play a bit more consistently. Also gives extra targets for Munro to transform. Okay, so keep those things in mind. If we're playing this melee row, boost self by 4 and gain 2 armor instead. And the order's got a cooldown of 1. We've got double Mahakam Volunteers. This is a thinning card. It just helps with the consistency in this deck. On deploy, if you control a dwarf, summon all copies of this unit from your deck to this row. So because of the way this card works, we're always looking to leave 1 copy in deck, and we're fine to play the other one out anytime as long as there's a dwarf on the field. We pretty much want to prioritize doing thinning and consistency always round 1. So I'd suggest we play this out round 1. I do like to kind of leave both in deck sometimes to play Novigrad and Justice to find them and thin them out as well. Sultan's Company. Spawn 2 Rowdy Dwarves on an allied row. Increase the number of spawn Rowdy Dwarves by 1 for each Zoltan in your starting deck. We have these 2 Zoltans here. So this card gives us 4 Rowdy Dwarfs, this token unit. We really just have this in here for when we're playing Bruver. It gives Bruver the consistency to generate good boost across the board for us. And in some cases, we can even consider double playing Zoltan's Company through Francesca as well. Keep that in mind because this is a special card. We've got Resilient Zoltan in this deck. So on deploy, boost adjacent dwarves by 2. I like to play this card out round 1 late. It just helps set up with the bleed and potential 2-0 in round 2 that we can go for. We've got Fegus, a defender unit. Order, move self to the other row. so we can open up space on a row if we need to do that. Usually we're not using that though in this case. It could be a nice tech against movement decks if they try to move Fegus though. And really Fegus is in here for the main part to give protection to Francesca and Bruva when we're playing those cards round 2 or 3. Got Francesca in this deck. She's a veiled unit, so she cannot get locked or poisoned or gain any other status, which is great. Whenever you play a special card, remove 1 counter. She has a counter of 2 max. When counter reaches 0, spawn and play a base copy of the last special card you played. If it is a neutral, give it doomed. How can we play Francesca? We've got a number of different options. Obviously, what could be really good is if we use Francesca for a double Tall Punish through double Heatwave. That could really pop for a lot of value. We can go double Nilfgaard Justice. I think these two are our main options. But outside of that, as I said, you could go Zoltan's Company, more units for Bruva if you must. You can generate another Nero to help find something, perhaps in a certain round. Double Spores. So a few different options. The reason I'm running Francesca with this leader, as I said, is when we play Francesca behind Defender, once Bruva then comes onto the board, then we want to hit leader. Give Bruva the leader armor boost, okay? That triggers Francesca 1 counter, and then we're free to play a double play the next special we want. So that's when you're going to hit a Nero, Heatwave, etc. All right. Nilfgaard Justice. Play a Bronze Dwarf or Crown Splitter from your deck. If you already control a Dwarf or Crown Splitter, also spawn a Cleaver's Muscle on the allied melee row. So that's this 5-power shielded unit that you see here. So make sure you leave enough room on the melee row for this card to generate itself there. And Nilfgaard Justice is a round 1 card. Gives us good tempo to win that round. And as far as your targets, optimally, you want to target Mahakam Volunteer, or just go for some other bronze card combination, maybe Mahakam Guard or the other bronzes you see there. We have Heatwave for a Tall Punish option. Banish a unit or an artifact. So target the opponent's scenario cards or whatever you must. Bruva. Extremely strong engine. Deploy, gain 1 armor for each dwarf unit in your hand. Barricade. At the end of your turn, boost all dwarves with armor on this row by 1. Then lose 1 armor. Basically, we want to try a 2-0 with our deck. So if we have the right combination in hand, like Defender, Nature's Company, round 2, we could play Bruva then. No doubt about it. And as I said, make sure Bruva's got enough armor so his ability keeps working, because he does have the barricade tag there. Use leader on Bruva, miners, the chariot to give Bruva armor, all those kinds of cards. Then we've got Munro, Zeal order ability, transform 1 allied rowdy dwarf into a dwarf berserker. Cooldown 2. As long as this card's got armor on it though, we're setting the cooldown to 1, which is pretty solid. So the rowdy dwarfs are the token units. Dwarven berserkers are these ones you see here with the barricade ability. Munro has really good synergy with Zoltan, because Zoltan creates the condition for Munro to transform token units right away. Also, Munro is really good to play with Dwarven Chariot and token spawn through Nature's Company. As far as when to play Munro, it will depend on the combination you have in your hand. You can definitely bleed with Munro if you like, but it's more of a round 2 or 3 card. Zoltan Warrior. Deploy, damage 2 enemy units by 3. For each unit that survived, spawn a rowdy dwarf on this row. Barricade. At the end of your turn, damage a random enemy unit by 1. So more dwarven token units. And once again, I kind of like to see these two as a bit of a package. We kind of want to play them together. I think they work really good together, and especially with Dwarven Chariot. But if not, in any event, we want to play Zoltan Warrior round 2 or 3 as well. And it can work. He can work really good with Bruva. More units to boost, okay? And finally, we've got a Neuromancy Echo card. So we get to play this twice. Play any card from your deck. So if we have Francesca down on the board, bear in mind, if we a Nero into a special of our choice, we can instantly trigger Francesca as well. So that's a nice thing, and one of the reasons why I've went a Neuromancy, just to make Francesca work more consistently. But outside of that, just use a Nero to find your gold cards throughout the match. So now that I've covered the list, let me explain how to execute strategy for this deck. Really what we want to do is push hard to win round 1 and just try to 2-0 the opponent. If not, drag the match into a short round 3 in most cases. So cards we can play round 1 can be a combination of the following. We can open up with Pyrotechnician, Synergize Pyrotechnician with Dwarven Skirmisher, maybe destroy some of the opponent's units round 1. From there, play Novigradian Justice, bringing out Mahakam Volunteers. Play on further with your bronzes. Play Mahakam Guards out round 1. You can play even Dwarven Mercenary if you want. It's really up to you. And to close out round 1, just play Zoltan Resilience. And just establish that carryover for round 2. And then into round 2, just try to 2-0 the opponent. And try to 2-0 them depending on how good your hand is and what combinations you have in your hand at that time. Okay, so if you've got Defender, that's what we want to do. We want to open up with Defender. We then want to play Francesca. Actually, we want to play Bruva. We want to play Francesca. Then we can leader Bruva. And then we can double play something through Francesca at that time because she'll be protected. Play Zoltan's Company where Bruva is. Play out Zoltan Warrior, Monroe, the rest of your remaining cards. And just try to 2-0 the opponent. If not, go into a short round 3 and play your remaining cards out. So I hope you have fun watching the following matches. And thanks a lot for your time and support. Golden Necker? Line Pocket? Is it? If they're playing like that? I wonder what Vial's for. Maybe it's just for the sake of Golden Necker. Oh, that's interesting. I never see this played really. Barricade at the end of your turn. Okay, we've taken care of that.
Scoia'tael! Attack!
So you're gonna get profit. Interesting.
Double faith!
Fistek. It's still good like this. Yeah, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Will it be tough to get it now? To get Gwent? No, it's not tough to get. What do you mean exactly?
This tech never. Why, Constable, this is powdered sugar. Can dwarves fight? Ah, the fish piss in lakes.
Yield and save me some time.
Oh yeah, there's been a ton of changes since your time. But it's like anything, you know, you got to give it a try. You got to figure it out. It takes time, right? We're all going to start somewhere. Don't be intimidated to give it a go. Tunnel drill. I guess I gotta get rid of it right away, man. I can't really let that float there. This one here, you mean? Those one? Yeah, you could do that, yep. Any purpose of the specials we got in here? You could go heat wave, this.
You base your contention on erroneous assumptions.
There's a lot of different things we can do. This is gone, tunnel drill's gone. We can kind of float her. Because I think it's just poison. That would be the control, right? Like, they just have poisons now. To destroy things.
What do you think, dearest? It matches your eyes.
Candle.
My folk have suffered much.
If Freak Show's gone, Tunnel Drill's gone, I think it's okay to float her, isn't it? Because it's a Syrian Nova deck. They just do poisons from here. We just go double justice now. You thought that was Tavern Brawl? It's got kind of similar imagery, eh? So they poison her now? But anyway, we do it, yeah. We're gonna do it in time though, we're fine.
Ever had your kneecaps broken?
Next time it'll be personal.
Oh! That's too good. That's too good, man. Wow. Solid. What SY is good for beginner? I'd say Firesworn. Because it's less oriented around coin mechanic. It still has it, but it's not very strong on it. I guess it could be Brewer here, huh?
Nothing like a dwarf to get you out of a tight spot.
I think Brewer, yeah. Good pressure. If they poison, we play defender now and protect. Well, they got purify there, yeah. But they're still gonna have to spend to get through. I don't know what they've got in hand, really. Oh, just self-poison? Nice. Brewer's still going to carry with the armor too. They passed now. Yep. Now we're going to win with Mahakam guards. We're going to swarm. This is still one of the highest value plays we got left. Yep. That's it. That's it. Everything I asked for, I got. Gotta be magic. Absolute peak magic moment. So we know Monroe's probably going to get poisoned now. He's already done his bit though.
As a girl, I always dreamed of having dreams like these.
Fourth round Resilient Sultan. Nice. Looks good. Francesca pulled through for us, friends. Lovely. It's not going to be enough here. We good, we good. Hey, what's up, Sunraiser? How are you? Thank you, appreciate it.
Reasons for the feeble of heart! Only one will walk away from this. This time it'll be personal.
So it's raid with reckless flurry. Thanks for the tier 1 sub, really appreciate it. Thank you, friend, thank you. We can heat wave it, right? Because they're likely to replay it. Wow, I'm versing so many warrior decks. Guys, I've lost count. We went from Patricidal Fury down to this. Five warriors? Crap, man. Is everyone else versing him a lot too? Or is it just me on my side? On my side of the world. You guys aren't? Oh, you too, Dozen. Okay. It must be a content creator thing, man. They're coming for us, Dozen. They don't want the memes to work. Yikes.
Ain't much challenge once you knock 'em off their horse.
Five in a row? Crap, dude. You're memeing too? What are you playing at the moment? Oh, they're doing it like that. What's it on? Deal 5 damage to a unit. We're gonna double play Sultan's Company, melee, and then we Brewer.
The stench of beer. I knows it well.
Brewer may die, right? But we get the carryover for the tokens. They get the boost. Intentionally matches you up. Yeah, feels like that sometimes. That's so much tempo we have here. They're opening room, good. Oh, it's for Sove? I think we just keep going, man. Don't we? They killed that. Let's play this to put this back online. Doesn't matter if we're not getting tokens. Because they gotta kill this now, don't they? You're from Germany, Sonrisa? Give armor to bear? I don't know if it's worth it, man, because the raids. You know what I mean? The raids are doing so much, aren't they? I don't know, Dazen. Okay, cool. I think we just go Briva, because then it's going to boost the row now. It's probably better. I think bear dies. If it's out of kill range.
What's 3 hours in here? A pinprick, that's what.
Dance with me, death!
If they kill the bear, we'll throw the Mahakam guard up there. And 2-0.
I'll give you something to fear. We'll take the light frost red! For Mahakam!
Wow, we got Skellige wolves. Nice.
A tourist trip.
We just might coin this a magic moment. That's the job, Lemon. They're here to crush. Okay. Imprisonment, Nilfgaard. From one evil to another.
Know if anyone's got any boots left.
Christmas has come early. This is a sack of coal if this is Christmas, mate. Yeah, no way.
Scoia'tael! Attack!
They're holding the order. Another suspicious play. Extremely sus. Yes. We're not easily fooled out here.
A pleasure to meet you. Oh, you've done it now.
Is this the strongest deck of the season? Do you all think? Imprisonment rent-free? Is it the top tier that there is?
Back in line. Damn the horseman.
Double cross rent-free, right. Monsters, quacks. Yes. I have to agree with you on that. I've experienced it. Thoroughly. Yeah, a lot of strong decks. Absolutely true, friends. Has more provision. Yeah, because they got nerfed, eh? Slave infantry. Should we go another one?
Double chase.
Play that now. I guess we want to make their adrenaline awkward and stuff with Iva. Oh, that's big to get out. Jeez.
How can I help?
Oh my goodness, and leader as well. But look, Zoltan's here on 3. They have to fight for the next round. You cannot simply pass. Resilience is a status, not an ability. Abilities can get locked. Mate. They're bleeding? They must be going for like 2-0, huh? We set up? Oh, crap. Still need pillar. Because they have their leader. Can we get Francesca or Pella? One or the other's fine. Oh, can we bait out locks, maybe?
Never ever whistling.
Let's bait out locks. Fran and double frogs, sick.
Then not today. Bizima tomorrow.
Oh, I'm feeling sleepy, grumpy, dopey, and botched.
I'll make it really tempting for them. I'll just like leave these orders. I won't even use them. I'll make it as tempting as possible. Yes, yes, yes. Good.
Yeah, it's Batiste. Go ahead, feel it.
Keep giving them crappy targets because they're going to do the knights and stuff. Ah, wonderful. Just great. Absolutely enjoy seeing it. Have to play hard round one, yeah.
Out of the way, babble!
I pledge it upon the heaven.
Yo, what's up, Afghan? How's things, my G? Dwarves are on it. I didn't do the Death Wish Friday like you asked, man, but I got something else. We got Francesca. I'm planning to double Heatwave with Francesca, friends. Is that a good move for us? What do you guys think? The 10 and the 15? Yeah? I'm just disappointed. This is gonna die, huh? Unless we bait leader out onto this now.
Cross the Yaruga, you dogs! Dance with my death!
Oh my goodness. Why? Destroy an enemy unit with 8 or less. They can just igni it though, too, if I boost it up and all that kind of crap.
The favor's enough. Let's get to work.
I know that dies now. They leader there. I think double heat wave for the win. Yeah, there goes that. So it's going to be Igni as far as control.
Water. Also poison.
I think double heat wave should win it, actually.
My folk have suffered much.
We lose 14.
Last words.
Yes!